Welcome back to FMR Therapy, everybody. JC here, the People's Therapist, coming at you, and we are going to foam roll the lat. So the lat is a big old muscle on your back. We're going to get to it just up by the scapula here, up by the shoulder blade, and it just gets tight. It gets tight on people. Sometimes it's overactive, kind of putting the shoulder in weird positions, so we want to loosen that up a little bit. Spend some time showing your lat some love. I'm going to do this against the wall for video purposes. You can do this on the floor. So everything I do on the wall, just picture me on the floor. You can like turn your laptop or your phone or whatever sideways, and then it'll just look like I'm on the floor, right? So take your foam roller. It does not matter what kind of foam roller you have, a big long foam roller, a small foam roller. Maybe you just have like a ball, right? Something that doesn't quite look like a foam roller, but is easy to use against your tissues. Grab something, right? We're going to place this bad boy right on the outside wall of the backside of the armpit. That's the best way to think of it, is when my arm goes up above me, I'm exposing the edges of the fibers of my lat. I'm right on the side of my shoulder blade here, right? So if I were on the ground, I'd be laying on this side with that foam roller on the ground. At this point, I just want to move my body back and forth and back and forth. I'm not really rolling the foam roller, I'm actually rolling my body. Also, if I were on the ground, I'd just be rolling my body, not the foam roller. And I'll shift downward just a little bit. And again, roll my body, not the foam roller. I'm going to come to the front, then I'm going to roll to the back and whatnot. Let's say that you've got some shoulder issues and being overhead is difficult to do. You can also just kind of have your arm in sort of a lazy position like this, put a little bit of slack on that tissue or on that shoulder so that you're not getting a pinch and you're just rolling back and forth. We can even go down a little bit farther, more into the rib cage. As we come forward, we're going to get onto that serratus anterior a little bit. Nothing bad about that, right? Here we go. So spend 20 to 30 seconds just rolling back and forth, changing the position of the roller. Obviously, if you're on the ground, you can just roll this way and then kind of change, and then you'd roll it that way and just back and forth, back and forth. Now I want to use an action. I really want to create some change or some softness in this tissue, so I'm going to do an action. And we're going to use overhead positioning for that, right? So if I'm on the ground, I put my arm straight out in front of me. If I'm on the wall, I put my arm straight out in front of me. And then I'm going to press into the foam roller, get some really good pressure in there, and then I'm just going to start bringing my arm overhead and then back down. What you're looking for, especially if you have a tight lat, is that as you go overhead, that elbow is going to want to bend a little bit. It's going to be like, ooh, as you're going overhead. So really try to keep it straight. You can have your hand orientated this way, so you'd be, maybe smoothing the wall or the floor with your palm. You can also orient your hand this way, so your palm is facing out or up, depending on how you're doing this. And you're still diving some pressure. So I'm literally leaning, my foot is sort of pushing away over here, so that I'm really leaning and getting some good pressure into that side of the shoulder blade as my arm comes up, right? I can do some reaches here, and that just kind of changes how the shoulder blade is on the foam roller, just kind of reaching away. I can reach away out in front of me kind of too, and reach away in all different positions. So you guys spend some time, 2 to 3 minutes, just working out the lats. Don't forget, we're going to roll this away, and we're also going to reach like this, really trying to get into a really good solid overhead position where that bicep is real close to your ear, elbow is straight, and we're just reaching away to try to soften up that lat, get it a little bit looser so that we can actually start pulling and pushing a little bit more effectively. Thanks for sticking around. We'll see you next time.